One, go. Hello and welcome back to the Kaameel Dora channel. Are we joined by none other than Mr. Schlinks after winning the grand final of the VS Gaming Masters land. How are you doing today, man? How are you feeling after that massive win?
Feels pretty good to win, but we didn't win the way we wanted to, so there's still room for improvement and stuff. Yeah.
It wasn't a 3-0 stomp.
Well, like I thought it was going to be, no, hell no.
I mean, I was shocked. Like, I thought every time you guys played against XCC, it was just a stomp. Earlier in this tournament, a stomp. Then they won 2 games in a row very, very competitively. How are you guys feeling like before that 5th game after getting stomped in the 4th game, to put it mildly?
Well, honestly, we felt like we were giving him too much respect. Like in the last game, you'll see we switched things up and just ran at them and played, you know, the usual Dota that we want to play. We were way too defensive in the first 2 games, or the 2nd and 3rd game. So yeah, we just ran over them and it worked out.
All right. And then, like, so what do you think that XCC do anything different, or is it just like you guys felt like you just weren't giving it your best?
I think a little bit of that, but also with the way we swapped up, you know, playing Dota against like the European scene and stuff, you can get away with what we've been doing, but over here they picked really weird lanes and heroes and stuff, and we had to revert back to like adding pressure onto Adisa, and that showed that it worked in the last game, and that was our main focus of that game. So it's mainly as a result of getting experience in Europe and stuff that we changed things, and it didn't work out better for this tournament, but we won't make the same mistake again for sure.
That's an interesting thing, and that's like my opinion of like the South African scene has basically its own meta, and maybe the Europe teams higher MMR average and this and that, but I mean XCC showed they can still bring a game, even to the likes of WRG. So, I mean, this has been a long tournament, not that long for you guys because of the format. You guys played like 4 or 5 games only.
Yeah.
But like, which player in your team you think was like really stood out to you in this tournament?
I would definitely say Ryan. Like he was the main one to make the call for the last game to switch it up and stuff. And if you saw his batch rider performance as well against in the grand finals, he just played phenomenally. I think Ryan for sure. Chiawi.
All right, I agree with that. And like, so what is it like? I mean, we've all heard stories about this and that about WRG, but like in the team, what is the dynamic like? Who's making the shot calls? Who's calling? Who's pulling you guys together in these games?
Well, if we make any mistakes, we hear it first from Shoal or Raping Ninja or Whelp.
Yeah,
he's like a baby rager all game long. And actually, Travis has matured a lot. He used to cry a lot in middle, but he doesn't do it anymore at all. Like now, he'll just lose a bit, but he won't even talk about it. So maybe it's a bad thing, but yeah, Shoal usually makes a lot of our mid to late game decisions because we play around him as a carry hero, or carry player.
Alright. Let's add some spice to this because you know I've been speaking to you guys this whole week, right? And everybody's been saying about Shaw Baby Ray. Just give us an example. What does he actually do when he so-called cries in these games?
He has these famous phrases for like, guys just click buttons and press balls and go hit people. That's his famous phrase. And also, guys, we should have had vision in here for like the last 5 minutes and stuff, but they're playing around an area on the map and you can't get vision there. So like he just baby rages like that. And his third most famous one is you can literally do anything on the map right now. Just go and do something. He does that a lot. So at a certain point in the game, he feels like he can solo, and then he just tells us to do stuff. Just go do anything on the map. Add pressure. And I mean, it's nice to hear that as well. But when it doesn't work out, then
it's a bit frustrating.
Sometimes you just want to play defensive and just get your levels as support, you know. And then he just tells you go away from my lane and do something, and you die trying to make space for your team and shit. Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah, sure.
And Mr. Castro, you know, a star player in SA Dota. You said, I mean, I remember when he was 16, like his persona and stuff to how he is now. It's a big difference.
Yeah, for sure.
How was his baby rage back in those days?
Yeah, if you didn't get a high ground ward middle, if you was losing middle lane, getting tri lane and stuff, you would just basically call game over at like 15 minutes. You'd be like super depressed, like you're playing his Invoker as a like 15-minute minus or later. And he's just like, guys, I don't know. Like he used to only look at his matchup one-on-one and see how the enemy mid lane is doing. And if he did a bit worse than them in terms of farm or levels, whatever, he got super tilty. Like he felt like he couldn't do anything in the game. But it's just one hero that is versing. We might get other things around the map, like high levels on our support or force or carry. I mean, but yeah, he's matured much more now. He's like, I really like him in the team. He's a great player.
That's good to hear. Okay, so now cause aside, right? Let's add some positive fluff. What do you think? Like, obviously we know you maybe undoubtedly the best 5 vision supporting the same, but like mentality-wise, what do you think you bring to your team?
When our team's focusing on all these bigger plans, I like to make small calls in between, like heroes there, stuff like that. I usually AFK a lot to see where people plant wards because there's a bug in vision where you can see where they plant wards and stuff. It's really silly. And I'll make a lot of split-second calls, like when I think they're rushing and stuff like that. Like I usually have a lot of time on my hands, you know. So I look around on the map, and if I see spells being used in vision and stuff, I just make the small calls, really. In the last game, it felt pretty good to actually get items over once. That was nice. I got like pretty big in that game.
Alright, that's cool. And then before we end this thing, Santo. He seems like the most low-key guy I've ever met. He's this giant guy, but he's always like, it's cool. What is he like in the game? I mean, he's a 4-position support that can do a lot of stuff in the game.
He's special. He likes to go full divide, and surely sometimes his games don't work out and he gets a little bit emo, but he'll never stop trying. He'll just keep going. Like that Barrow game is a really good showing of like how he likes to play. He just likes to charge. He says he doesn't want to cancel charge for this game, and he just goes and he'll go between towers. He doesn't care. So yeah, he's very much the buy-in game. Like he might not seem to care outside the game, but he just wants to make a lot of things happen in game. He's like a playmaker by nature. So, yeah.
Right, and then this is the last question that everybody wants to hear. How is the aftermath since our controversial Blue Oceans podcast felt to you?
I don't know, like, ask Muzzy, like, he blew it out of proportion for sure. But I mean, we had a chat afterwards, and I think we're on good terms now. But I think it was blown out of proportions, but it was a good talking point leading up to this event. And this has proven that teams are taking it more seriously. So, like XCC, for example. So yeah, I think I'm so grateful that the whole interview happened. It was really nice, and I think.
For sure, and I have to agree with you there, 100%. And Mr. Schlinks, thank you so much for your time and congratulations for winning that tournament.
Thanks, man.
That was a pretty good interview, boys.
Thanks.